In a previous episode, I quoted a passage from the Bible which read, "It doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." Understand this now. God is not going to appear to us as he really is while we still exist in these bodies within the closed dimension of his consciousness, the universe. Because for God to appear to us as he really is, metaphorically speaking now, would be tantamount to our mothers appearing to us as they really are while we still existed as fetuses within their wombs. Just imagine what an outside-in contortion that would be. However, that analogy of fetus to parent represents a vision of our relationship to God that I want you to begin cultivating in your mind. It is a vision of God and a truth of life in general that just cannot get any more natural. Because in a much higher sense, we are in the same close and intimate relationship with God, our ultimate parent, as we once were with our mothers, literally held and enveloped within the warm, living essence of his being. Our bodies are merely womb-like enclosures used for the conception of our consciousness, which is the embryonic offshoot of God's consciousness, which temporarily encompasses us right now. We are the offspring of God, created in his image. And what that means is that God has replicated himself through each of us. However, understand this now, we are not yet fully born. We momentarily exist in a semi-conscious prenatal form, if you will. We're talking about our minds now, literally encapsulated within God's mind, awaiting our second and final birth into full consciousness outside of God. You see, just as our physical embryo had to be born out of the darkness of our mother's womb and awaken into the light of earth reality in order to look back at her to see her as she really is, and indeed in this context we are like her, so it is with our spirit embryo and God. Our spirit embryo must be born out of the relative darkness of God's womb and awaken into the light of true reality in order to look back at God to see him as he really is. And in that context, we shall be like him. So what exactly does it mean to be like the creator of the universe? Well, to answer that, and to complete this natural and familial metaphor we've been following, not only are we the children and offspring of God, we are also God's siblings. You see, in the same way that we are the children and offspring of our human parents, yet at the human level of reality, we are also our parents' siblings because we are all human beings the same. So it is with our relationship with God. In our true eternal form, we will still be the children of God, born of and through him. But because we are like beings created in his image, we are also God's siblings, imbued with the same potential as God. A potential that can only come into full fruition within the context of eternity and eternal life, outside of these wombs.